And August is also the month where all the children head back to the classroom for school, and that also means school sports and children heading back to the field. While with summer still in full swing, that does mean hot temperatures as well, and a lot of students really focusing on making sure they're staying hydrated. But there is such a thing as overhydration. Joining me right now is certified athletic trainer. We have Christopher Ludwig, who's going to tell us the dangers of being overhydrated. So, Chris, what is it called when somebody does drink too much water?
It's called hypernatremia.
Okay. And what can happen if somebody has this occur? So, I mean, is this honestly deadly? Is this dangerous? How dangerous is this
Potentially
really?
it can be. Hypernatremia is when there's a low sodium level in the body compared to how much water's in it. And sodium is a very important electrolyte that helps volumize or keep the water level inside and outside the cells. So when somebody has low sodium, the waters can fill those cells and create some catastrophic physiological problems. Nausea, fatigue, vomiting, lethargy, malaise, extreme fatigue, potential coma, seizure, and death.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So basically, if you overhydrate, you're diluting the body's ability to keep those electrolytes and have that balance needed for organ function.
Correct.
Right? Okay. I think when we have the heat of the summer, though, a lot of athletes think, okay, I do not want to dehydrate. And so then they go to that extreme of hydrating. How do we know the difference between overhydration and dehydration? Because what are the symptoms of dehydration?
Dehydration would be fatigue, confusion, lethargy, mental confusion. Yeah.
So they're kind of similar, right?
Very close.
All right. So give some tips then for athletes to make sure that they're consuming enough water, but they're not consuming too much. What should they be doing?
Drink in moderation. And make sure if you're thirsty, you drink. But no need to overhydrate or to drink excessively before an activity.
Okay. And what about when they're out playing on the field? Because I know a lot of coaches, they'll make athletes stop down, have them consume something, whether it be water or Gatorade. If an athlete's not thirsty, should they still take advantage of the opportunity to hydrate, or should they skip that?
If they're drinking plenty of water before practice and they don't feel thirsty during, that's okay. No need to drink. But if they haven't taken enough water before practice, I would encourage them every 15-30 minutes to make sure they're intaking some fluid.
Okay. What about what you're drinking? Does that matter? Because you were talking about electrolytes. So there are other electrolyte drinks out there in addition to just water. Do you think that's beneficial for athletes?
I would drink any of those sports drinks that are available. Getting the sugar in them, the micronutrients, the electrolytes. Those are all going to be very beneficial to remain hydrated during outdoor activity.
So is it more important for athletes to drink before an activity, during, or after? Or would you say a balance of all three?
Balance all three. Make sure they're hydrated before they go in. Stay hydrated during the activity, and make sure they refresh or refill on the water at the end.
Okay. So what would you say is a proper amount for an athlete to consume? So, because I mean, I know there's a standard. You should have so many glasses of water throughout a day. But if somebody is physically active and it's really hot out and they're sweating more than normal, how do they know how much they really need?
Their body should tell them how much they need.
Okay, so listen to
the old saying was drink 8 ounces of water a day. But if you're active, you're going to need more and more. So listen to your body. Pay attention. If you're thirsty, if you feel like you need to drink something, drink.
Okay. And what about the old adage of when's the last time you urinated? Is that a good sign of knowing if you're dehydrated or not?
Yeah, paying attention to the color of your urine is very important. If you have really dark urine, that means you need more water. If you have a lighter yellow or a clear, that means you're well hydrated.
Okay, all right, but just make sure that you are not guzzling an overconsumption of some kind of fluid before going out to activity, because that in itself can be just as dangerous. We've all heard the old adage, too much of something is never good. And it's also true. Yes, everything in moderation, everything in moderation. You are a certified athletic trainer. So you come to this conversation, this discussion with some very credible knowledge. Why is it important that we have certified athletic trainers on the fields with our students? Because as a parent, it's something that I happen to know seems to be kind of something we don't have a lot at hand for a lot of our young athletes.
Athletic trainers are unique healthcare providers. We cover everything from prevention all the way to certain rehabilitation for athletic injuries. And with young athletes, we specialize in working with the athletic population who are active during any type of environment, hot, cold, humid, and we are the sports specialist in healthcare.
Okay, all right. So we need to have a lot more of you on the field. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you.
This interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.